Greetings!
Howdy, folks.
Welcome to episode 3 of Bitch Theater! Starring me,
And me.
Goku.
I thought you were done.
This is Goku and I's show. You're a
Yeah.
special guest star.
What's your point?
We have to be introduced first, so then we can build you up and give you a great big entrance. So everybody's like, ooh, cool, fanfare, trumpets.
This is already flawed if you're expecting a big entrance.
Julian, my son. So, big entrance. At least he didn't fart.
Hey.
I was going to wear my hat, but I guess I'm not going to do that now. I'm just going to go with the bald spot part. The skunk stripe that a guy at work likes to call it. His name is Joe. Freaking Osama bin Laden beard motherfucker. Anyway, so first thing was, and we just did a video last night of reviewing his guitar, an ESP LTD H200, and there was a spot in there where he put his hand on me, and I said, "Don't touch." That was just a joke. Mm-hmm. Love my son. And he loves me. Well, I'm gonna assume he loves me anyway. So
I do.
yeah, the no touch was just a joke. I don't ever care about stuff like that. So don't give me any hate shit about it. No, not you either.
And
Okay.
especially not you.
Right. See? Now he's on it. Yeah, we are dorks. It is in our blood. In today's episode of Bitch Theater, we're going to cover a whole bunch of topics. First topic is going to be bad business names. These are businesses, and band too. I have one band name that's going to fall in this. But these are names that fall in the category of pure shock value only. They're not professional. They're not really eye-catching in a positive way. They're eye-catching in a stupid 15, 13-year-old way. It's just kind of ridiculous that a lot more businesses are doing this. It's becoming a common practice. Mm-hmm. It's their business names, it's their advertising, mottos, whatever. First off is going to be, I'm just going to I have a list over here I'm going to read off of. A liquor store called Dick Liquor. Unless the owner's name is Dick, and that should be apostrophe S. Dick Liquor, really? I'm surprised they don't have a marquee out front that says liquor in the front, poker in the rear.
What? I'm actually surprised that a name like that exists. You'd think that someone would come by and go, "Hey, change this right now." I mean, like someone official. Like, How does a name like that get through business bureaus?
Because of the spelling of liquor, it's Liquor. Because it's that, it can't be proven that it means anything else besides advertising or company name. And then pet grooming place here in Traverse called Doggy Styles.
Ugh. That's no. Why?
Your thoughts on Doggy Styles?
I've already given them that name. No, there's only one reason for that name, and I will not say it on camera because I'm refined, sort of.
He's very refined. He doesn't even curse. Like, I'll say fucking shit all day long. He'll be like, "Darn." Even darn's kind of like, then he'll like whip himself and do like 10 Hail Marys.
Hilarious.
There's a Taco Bell sign that said, "Come try our naked chalupa." But the way they arranged the words on the sign, it says, "Come naked, try our chalupa." That was kind of on purpose. You can't tell me that was an accident. And if it was an accident, then people need to pull their heads directly out of their colons after they wipe the poop off their face. Realize, oh, well, that could be taken that way.
It may also be a bad idea since, coming naked also invites the idea of hot sauce and whatever else is in a chalupa dripping down onto your bare flesh. That would hurt.
Now, see, we just got done talking about him being refined. And now he's talking about getting hot sauce on all your naughty parts. Because he knows it's going to burn. I wonder how he knows that.
Common sense.
Did you get hot sauce in your hands and go to the bathroom at some point? And grab yourself to pee and 3-alarm fire?
It's just wrong. Common sense is if something hot drips onto your skin, and I know this because I cook at home.
Pores. It has to go into pores. It can't just be on your skin. You're talking about spicy hot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It can't just hit your skin. It has to go into like a cut or a pore, like eyes, nose, olfactory.
The point is, you drop hot stuff onto you, it's gonna hurt. It's that. Not to mention the fact that a chalupa is hot by nature, since unless for some reason they serve cold chalupas.
Maybe they've been sitting for a while.
The point is, eating hot food without anything to keep it from dropping onto your bare skin is not a good idea.
So hot sauce doesn't go on the giblets. There was a veterinarian sign out in Mansalona. I read this myself because I drove out there over the school year last year, pick up kids. And it said, balls are for fetching, neuter your pets.
That's stupid.
I mean, yeah, round balls are for fetching. This obviously does not mean those kind of balls.
Mm-hmm.
Mom, what are balls? What are they talking about? Well, you see the dingles there on little Ralphie the dog? Ralphie. I wonder where I got Ralphie from.
I'm pretty sure that was a dog name from some movie.
Your thoughts on balls are for fetching?
Well, it's exactly what you said. Kids are gonna see like that. They're gonna get curious, and unless they started doing sex ed very early on, which is red flags in and of itself, those aren't questions meant for kids to ask. They need to learn that later on, when they start to get in that range.
But here's the thing. I have been noticing a lot lately. Parents are being a lot more open and forthcoming to their kids with information at a younger age now. When I was a kid, my mom shielded me from everything until I was like early teenager or like tween, actually. Well, she didn't like protect me from her swearing, which is probably why I curse like I say every other word is fuck. But the word fuck has a million different meanings, and I know all those meanings. So, like by heart. Unfortunately, now he does too, but he's smart enough to not use them.
Mm-hmm.
Parents are just, they're doing that at an earlier age. They're kind of throwing stuff at their kids earlier for some reason, maybe because they think it's like the same mentality that a lot of parents have where, well, my kids are going to drink and smoke weed, so I'd rather have them do it here at our house instead of going somewhere else and doing it and getting in trouble or driving or, getting hurt or killed or killing somebody else. It's that same kind of mentality. It's like, well, okay, I get it, but no. Even if they're going to do it, they have to learn that lesson of not to do it. They're not old enough. They don't have that responsibility in their head yet.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I did it when I was young. I didn't smoke weed, really. I mean, I tried it, but it wasn't for me. I didn't like it. It didn't do anything. But I did drink a little bit. And, I think I was like 15 the first time I drank. Got drunk. Puked my guts out pretty well. That was horrible. Made out with a hot chick that both my friend and I had a crush on for like years. And I got to make out with her, but he didn't get to, so win. But
And another testament to what you can do with alcohol.
she was drinking too, so it could be. I don't know. I know there's a different mentality of thinking on that as far as what parents believe, and I'm not really going to tell them either way that they're wrong, But I'm just going to say that I have noticed that a lot of parents that I know have begun at a younger age educating their children on the refined uses of fucking shit.
That just seems like a failure in social design right there. Like, I mean, like, I can understand it if maybe you're around the end of middle school or just getting into high school that you start learning all that, but the way I see anyone, say 11 or younger, shouldn't learn either the meaning of those words or anything too adult, Especially considering the fact that it leads to a lot of squeakers in Call of Duty. I don't know why, but...
Well, you're not kidding there. There's a ton of those. I think that's just like I'm going to testify to that. I'm a school bus driver, and I have, even though my kids are special needs, they start cussing and swearing at a young age, for sure. Like 6 years old, 7 years old, fucks and shits and the N word, all kinds of stuff. So
exactly. That shouldn't be how youth is spent.
Nope. Let's move on, shall we?
Agreed.
Uranus. There's a company called Uranus, or not company, a town called Uranus, with signs all over it that says, "Thank you for visiting Uranus. Now entering Uranus." And all these other little puns based off the word Uranus. Why name the town that in the first place? What are you trying to do? What are you selling?
To add to that.
You're not selling butts. Hopefully.
To add to that, there's a city out in Austria.
We have a fine assortment of sphincters.
Nice. To add to that, there's a town out in Austria, I think it was, that had to have its name changed to Frick because...
Oh, yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
But for the more
Frick.
graphic one...
Yeah. Subway, the sandwich restaurant. There's a marquee that had the saying, "We have footlongs even when it's cold out." If you guys really want to make fun of men whose dicks shrivel up when it's cold, I mean, that's not something we can help anyway. First of all, that's a nature thing. Second of all, we also can't control the size of these, no matter what pills we take or how many emails we get saying otherwise. Seriously, when it gets cold and we shrivel and you guys want to make a pun off that? Really?
I mean, if that's what you need to make yourselves feel better, then kudos. But unfortunately for you, it doesn't make sense. It does, just not in the sense I think you want it to make. At most, you're probably going to get a few letters.
Yeah.
Maybe a rock through the window.
I rock through the window. Like, not this city. Everybody here is way too, I don't know, far right for that. I don't know.
I don't know. There are a bunch of crazies out here. I once saw a dude in a chicken suit riding on a moped. I don't think he was working for a job, though.
Well, he's probably identifying as a moped riding chicken. Either that or he was identifying as an A-864 attack helicopter, but he just had the costume wrong. Maybe he was making the noise with his mouth as he was driving his little moped. That will be another video, by the way, the whole identifying as thing. I'm not starting any fights and problems right now, but we'll get to that someday, and then hopefully you guys will have comments on that video. One is for a billboard that I saw personally that has Detour, is for Detour sunglasses. No, I didn't see it personally, I saw it online. It's a picture of sunglasses, and then the words next to it are, "We want to sit on your face." I mean, I'm not even going to comment on that shit. That's just, I mean, I'm much of a fan as that as the next guy, but, or girl, I guess, but.
Not very good in terms of getting you business. At least, I mean, it does get you out there, but only because it's a joke.
Yeah, I mean, where else are sunglasses going to go? I guess there are people out there that buy sunglasses just so they can put them up on their heads like this to look cool or something, I guess. Or you got those idiot douchebags that put their sunglasses like on the backs of their heads like that. Like, I don't know why they do it. It just, I've seen it. They would fall off my head if I tried it, or they get stuck in my ponytail. I don't know. They put the sunglasses on their heads backwards, so it's like they have eyes in the back of their head that they're trying to cut from the sun.
That is extraordinarily stupid.
I didn't invent it.
I know, but
I don't know the way you look at me like I invented that shit. It's like, I don't know.
Utter confusion over why anyone would want to do that. It sounds like it sounds pointless.
I mean, you could, you know, I do that all the time. This is where I put my sunglasses if I don't want them on my head.
I do that too.
Yeah. A lot of times I'll smack my head into stuff because I'm complete klutz. I don't want to smash my sunglasses because they're up here, so I'll put them on my shirt. I don't know what good it does putting them back here facing that way.
As far as I can tell, not any. It just makes you look ridiculous.
You heard it here. And then the last business name is, it's a jewelry store for pets, and it's called Bling for Your Bitch.
It sounds more like a jewelry store where you get stuff to make up for a big fight. There are better ways to phrase that, I think.
Not all women like to be called bitches, Jay. That's from a movie from Kevin Smith, by the way. And
I don't think I saw that one.
no, it was Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Nope,
And
I have not seen that one.
yeah, and there's a spot in there where the leading female actress and then Jay of Jay and Silent Bob fame were talking, and Jay said something about bitches, and one of her friends got all upset, and he goes, what the fuck's your problem? And she goes, maybe all women don't like to be called bitches, Jay. Aside from, the street slang meaning of bitch, I don't think all women really like to be referred to as a bitch. But here's the problem. We all know bitch is actually defined as a female dog, correct? Great. Jewelry store for pets that only has jewelry for female dogs. What if I want to get my male dog something? What if my dog doesn't identify as male or female? What if it's non-binary? What if it's gender fluid? What you got for me?
A very confused dog.
I'm going to stay away from that joke. I just think that it should be available to all dogs instead of just female ones. I don't know. I mean, like I said, when I was like 12 or 13, my friends and I came up with this shit. Enough of the inappropriate, unprofessional shock value. Kids can and will see this shit, and they're going to be fighting off inappropriate, unprofessional, little perv stuff enough in their life. They don't need 13-year-old minded adults helping them to do that. To speed them along in dick and fart jokes. And that's coming from me, and I'm a huge perv. And even I'm saying, okay, let's dial it back a little. He's pretty refined when it comes to stuff like that. I mean, he still laughs at stuff, but, you got both sides of the fence here. He's refined, I'm very not refined. And we're both saying the same thing. And then he has one that he saw.
Oh, yes. Okay, so this was back when I was younger, and my mom and I were taking a trip down to Arkansas to go diamond mining. Yes, we did that. It was a thing. We nearly broke all of our tools.
Sounds pretty cool. See, did you get the diamond pickaxe?
No, we didn't have enough of that.
Oh. That was a Minecraft joke, by the way, for all you gamer nerds.
Anyway, well, we stopped at a gas station to refuel, and sitting across from that gas station was a garage with the word Meeks across it.
Sorry, I cleared my throat. Say it again.
The word Meeks.
Spell.
Thanks for that. MEEKS. Now, to most people that wouldn't sound like a bad thing, but I'm Native American, Anishinaabe, and that word says underpants. Or something close to that translation. I don't remember completely.
Yeah, Meeks.
But
It's the full term. The full word is Mignoots, and a lot of people say Meeks for short.
And both Mom and I looked at it and like, that says Meeks. And we just laughed at each other and called it stupid.
And his mom is full 100% Odawan from here. It's a GTB tribe here. So she's fairly knowledgeable on native language, at least of the Ottawa Chippewa dialect.
We both thought it was pretty stupid. We don't know if that was on purpose. We hope not, because
I have a question for you. Did you guys go inside and ask if they have any buggets?
we were kind of on a time crunch, so we didn't get a chance to actually go investigate.
Boogits mean.
It means farts. So funny enough, I only know that translation because one of my cousins uses that term a lot whenever someone farts in the room.
Oh, my mom said it all the time. But then she also says, I farted. So. That's right, I just dimed your mom out on YouTube.
Interesting. And it's a coin toss whether or not she'll make you pay for that.
She'll probably laugh. Alright, so we're past the bad business names.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're going to move on to a few other things that we're going to spend a little bit of time on. First thing is retirees that start mowing their lawns at 7 a.m., usually on the weekends. Again, I'm a school bus driver. My days off are Saturday, Sunday, right? Mm-hmm. That never changes unless there's holidays or summer vacation, winter vacation, whatever. Well, man, they, 7 o'clock, all of a sudden, it's like they get up and they have to go mow the lawn at 7 o'clock in the morning. It's like, fuck everybody. Like, they've already had their coffee. They've already had their donuts. They've already had their bran flakes and their morning poop. I bet you that was probably hellacious poop, too, which is probably why you're pissed enough to go out and mow the lawn at 7 o'clock in the morning. I mean, why else do that? I would never do that. I have respect for my neighbors. Now, the guy across the street from me, he's a nice old guy, freaking does that shit. He's the same one a few years ago on Facebook that he spent over 4 hours leaf blowing the same spot in his front yard. I kind of wonder if he was just killing ants or something. Like, believing his head that he was causing a little hurricane for ants, for the ant colony over there or something. I watched him. I didn't sit there and watch him, but his thing was running the whole time. I'd glance out there, and he's in the same spot blowing shit.
Did you time it?
Yeah. I don't know exactly how long he did it for before I started timing it. When I started timing it, it was 4+ hours. So however long before that, I don't know. That's just leaf blowing. But mowing your lawn, I mean, okay, so people might say, oh, the sun comes out. It might scorch the lawn if you mow it while it's hot out. Or this or that or the other thing. It's fucking grass.
You don't have an HOA here, and he still spends 4 hours leaf blowing his lawn. Yeah, he's just doing that for the annoyance value.
I think he just hates his wife. Maybe if he was just to grab her and hold her and look her in her eyes and say, I want to make love to you. She'd probably say, don't break a hip. Mine are yours. So I don't know, if you're a retiree, I mean, I have noticed people that aren't retirees don't really do that much. Retirees seem to always be doing yard work. I get it, you want to stay busy. Pick a later time than 7 in the morning,
There are definitely better things to do at 7 in the morning.
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
The point is, you are not the only person in your neighborhood, and you're waking everybody up before they need to wake up. Oh, you get enough of a sleep cycle that you can wake up at 7 in the morning? Good for you!
Yeah.
I stayed up till midnight and need to sleep a lot longer than 7 hours.
And in my spot, I don't have to sleep longer than 7 hours, but I may still stay up later. And of course, their response is going to be, we'll go to bed earlier.
That's not how life works.
No. I don't need to go to bed early because you think I should. I guarantee you, if I fired up my amp over there at 7 o'clock in the morning, turn that shit all the way up. It's a 100-watt amp. If I started using that shit at 7 in the morning, people around here would complain. That lawnmower is louder than my amp is. It seems like it anyway.
Probably should get that looked at then.
Next subject is female ghosts and male ghosts. Like ghosts in general when they actually make appearances. Now, yes, there are a lot of footage and people's stories where they say, I saw a black mass. But when you actually see a person, it's always the same shit. The females are always in a Victorian dress. The males are always a Confederate soldier. Why not a Union soldier? Maybe that means something. Maybe that shows who was right in the war. Because all the Union guys went to heaven. All the Confederate guys are damned to wander hell. Or earth. And they had slaves. Ha-ha.
That's a good argument.
Slaves make you a ghost that haunts the earth. Owning slaves.
What are you pointing at me to that for?
Well, because I don't want you to own slaves and then have to wander the earth. I don't know you were thinking about it. Now you're like, yeah, I won't. But
I'll agree with you on the first half, but I would actually love to just scoot around on Earth as a ghost just to watch how everything melts down. On that other thing though, not just Victorian dress for the female ghosts. I've heard numerous people that liken them to Samara from The Ring.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? That's a good point actually, because there's that. A lot if you watch a lot of ghost videos, you can tell
they all look like Samara.
Yeah, they're kind of fake. They all have the hair going down the front with their heads down, walking toward you or some shit.
Now, just in case you haven't seen The Ring, Samara is kind of a medium height female ghost dressed in an entirely white dress with long black hair that covers her face. That's every description on ghost videos so far.
She comes out of the TV and her hair is hanging down in front of her all the way down, past her waist, with her head forward like this. So, and black hair, jet black hair. A lot of ghost videos and pictures caught in Asia are that.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't see that here in America, right?
No.
But you go to Mexico, right? La Llorona. La Llorona is actually a lot like
Samara.
Yeah. Except, a little bit different. And, there's more wailing and screaming involved. La Llorona is somebody that is paying the price of, forever wandering, I think. I think the story was she killed her kids or something.
It's actually a little bit odd. There are two accounts of that story. The first one is she drowned her kids in the water, so she's cursed to always wander the earth and threaten to drown other kids. The other one is her kids snuck off while she was busy with something, drowned in a river, and now she spends the entirety of the afterlife looking for her lost kids.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know which one is right, or if either of them are right. For all I know, she just could be a sadistic woman.
I mean, why can't the afterlife be like Goku here when he died? He got a halo and he still wandered the earth in regular form. You could touch him. He had his body. And he trained and even got stronger as a dead guy. And, of course, eventually he was brought back to life again, but several times. But
that seems to be the most common wish Shenron makes.
Well, more like Krillin. Krillin stopped fucking dying every 5 seconds.
I didn't want to bring shade on the Krillin like that, but at the same time, it did have to be said. But no, I mean...
Yamcha is weaker than Krillin, and he doesn't die nearly as many times as Krillin does.
That is true.
Krillin is supposedly the strongest human on planet Earth.
Despite what Hercule says.
Well, yeah, fuck Hercule. I mean, he's even more powerful than Master Roshi, who taught Goku. Now, Goku, of course, is an alien from the planet Vegeta. He's a Saiyan, but on Earth, Krillin is a human, supposedly the strongest one on the entire planet. Mm-hmm. Yamcha is not. He's stronger than most other humans, but he's not stronger than Krillin. Krillin will fold him, turn his asshole inside out. Frickin' Krillin dies every 5 seconds. It's like the dude can trip, slip on a banana peel, and fall into a, energy blast that disintegrates him somehow.
I'm pretty sure
somebody fired this way, and he was over here, and he still fell that way, and fell right in front of it, and died, and everybody has to wish his stupid ass back with the Dragon Balls. Oh, well, Krillin died. The dragon appears, he's like, well, let me guess, Krillin fucked around and found out, and now we gotta bring him back? Yeah. How'd you guess?
I'm pretty sure the Zoo Fighters have a pool over how Krillin's going to die today.
No shit. That's great. Yeah.
Like they all place bets on different ways Krillin can die, and whoever gets it just gets all the zenny.
Yeah, I mean they don't die. They don't bet on whether or not he will die. They're betting on how. Going back to the ghost thing, I mean, like the Victorian thing, I think that's more of a geographical thing. Like with the Asians, you got the what's her face Sonara or whatever, and then you over down south, you got the La Llorona, and that's not just Mexican thing. La Llorona, I think, is all Central American. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not totally positive on that, but it's south anyway, like Mexico South. What everybody thinks of here is Victorian, because they were kind of the first ones around here, were the Victorian dressed people that were not natives.
Thank you.
However, why don't you ever see any natives? You hear all this shit about, they were buried on Sacred Indian burial grounds.
And that's another thing. That's entirely stupid. Like, okay, thanks for, first off, thanks for disrespecting our ancestors, developers. Second off, what on earth makes you think that just because you build on a burial ground, we're all going to decide, you know what? Let's go make everyone's lives heck.
He just said heck.
But you all know what I wanted to say. The point is...
I'm sorry I didn't shit about that.
Thank you. The point is, yeah, we'd be mad because you built over our bodies, but we're all not going to go collectively haunt your butts. That's petty. Plus, most of us would be laid to rest and return to the Creator anyway. So maybe come up with a different excuse. Because built on ancient Indian burial ground is getting kind of old.
Sorry. No, he censors himself off. I love you, kid.
Thank you.
Oh, see, he just Han Solo'd me more or less. I mean, I love you, kid. He's like, I know. We're going to go to something that he wanted to talk about real quick that we hate, that we want to complain about, that we want a female dog about. They're called...
the FU chips.
Right. And to explain the mythological but apparently real chips that exist in programming, so in theory form, not in actual physical form, although there may be some in PlayStation and Xboxes and stuff, that mythological chip that tends to screw you over at every turn in the game.
And I'm fairly certain it's not just delegated to consoles. I know a couple of programmers when I was going to NMC, they all had the same issue. There'd just be something in their coding that would just say, no, we're not going to work like this. We're going to do this, that, this, and this. And for some reason, we're going to do this, even though it has no relation to us. And it happens at the oddest times. Now, in gaming, that just means like, oh, we're playing something like Destiny, and our character will just randomly get slammed into a wall for no reason. On the positive side, they fix that so we don't automatically die on impact. We shatter every bone in our body and only have one hit point left, but we don't die. It's things like that, or some games where you'll just get stuck in the floor for no apparent reason. It looks hilarious because it looks like you're buried up to your neck, but
Go ahead.
But at the same time, it kind of impacts. Like, well, now you're stuck in the floor, so now it's just down to three of us finishing out whatever we're supposed to be doing.
In addition to that, there's things where it screws you over, like in the game Destiny, when you're doing a raid. And now raids, you have to do certain things in certain orders. You have to do this, unlock this, stand here for a certain amount of time, kill this amount of enemies. Whatever it is that the requirements are to meet whatever goal you have to meet for that section of the raid.
It's a puzzle and a boss fight wrapped into one.
There you go. And, but a lot of times you go to do it, and then the game will just be like, no. You know, now you gotta start all over again. Oh, it took you 3 hours to get here? We'll get some coffee. You know, you're starting
for a while.
Yeah. Order a pizza. Or when you're playing, PvP games, player versus player games, and you're, SOCOM, Call of Duty, Battlefield, Battlefront, all those, you're lighting somebody up. They should have been dead like a half hour ago with the first clip they put into them, much less the 3 others that you put into them, right? And they turn around, run up to you, and stab you in the face, and then you're dead instantly. While you're shooting them as they're coming at you. I mean, yeah, there's glitchers and cheaters and stuff, but I mean, this is not counting those. This is actual stuff where you should have killed somebody, but yet you don't, and you die instead.
That'll probably come up in another video too.
Well, I'm sure. He does a lot of Twitch videos, and you'll see stuff like what we're talking about all the time on his videos. So, which is
It's, again, twitch.tv/deathmetal. That's DETHMET4L.
The number 4L.
Yep. I wanted to go for just all letters, but apparently that's taken? I don't know.
Of course. So the last thing I want to complain about is all the talk people have had about this since it's happened. And here's my thoughts on it. I'm glad Daenerys torched King's Landing. Fight me. That place deserved it. That place is a hole. That place is Sodom and Gomorrah. So there. That's all I was going to say about that. We're going to move on to a section now that comes with Bitch Theater episodes. Phrases I hate or questions I hate. We're going to do several between the both of us. And then we're going to do one that we like. First is, for me, it is what it is. No shit. You think? What else could it be then? You know, it's raining outside. I wanted to go outside and plant or ride my motorcycle. Well, it is what it is. Oh,
Yeah.
That makes everything so much better. Thanks. I feel a whole bunch better now that you said that to me. Now I'm not depressed anymore that it's raining outside and I can't ride my bike out there.
I'm trying to think of where I have an issue where I've had to deal with that phrase, but I'm a hermit, or no, a gremlin. The point is, I don't ever leave my room, so
Invert. Introvert. Not invert. You're not inverted, you're introverted.
if I were inverted, we'd be having a whole different conversation right now.
You'd be talking out of your butt. Through your mignus.
Mm-hmm.
And all you're talking would be boogits. Instead of him using words, you'd be like, okay. I just turned 12 years old for a minute there. Next one. If you know, you know. Well, I mean, I suppose you're right. But what this really means is inside joke for generations. Only we know this. You younger people or you older people wouldn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
You boomers wouldn't get it. You Gen Zers wouldn't get it. You know, Zoomers or whatever you want to call them. It's great to take pride in your generation, but it's really arrogant, you know, to just throw shit like, "Well, we understand it, you don't, haha."
Yeah, I never understood the real point of going, if you know, you know. Like, just explain the joke. It's better. It's good for everyone if everyone understands the joke, because then you can keep making the joke.
Yeah, exactly. And one thing we are good at is beating a joke into the ground.
Yes, we started making fun of one of our friends about a pizza delivery guy.
Yep.
Sorry, Randy. But anyway,
I don't think Randy watches these, but I'll tell him to.
If
Maybe he can catch it.
if he does, he's going to go, "Aw, again."
If I wasn't recording with my phone, I'd play Randy's theme song because it's on my phone.
Yeah, of course.
It's the music from the Police Academy movies where whenever they go into the Blue Oyster Bar. So every time you see Randy go online and come into our chat room, I'd play that. As soon as he gets into the chat room. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, that's usually the first words out of his mouth. Though, in all fairness, it's payback for hitting us with flashbangs in SOCOM.
Yeah, and well, any game. For Rainbow Six Siege. He would flashbangs with the
that's right.
shield, and he flashbangs us in Destiny. Wasn't there some kind of flashbang in Destiny?
Yeah, but he's not a Titan. He doesn't.
He would flashbang us in something.
As far as I know, just Siege and SOCOM.
Or something else. I think he would do it in America's Army. We played that.
Maybe. Anyway, the joke was that he had ordered a pizza, and Dad said something along the lines of, "That's the start of an adult film."
Yeah.
And we ended up teasing him about it so much he eventually left the party.
Yeah, he rage quit on us once, and he sent me a text, you know, "Sorry, Andy, I'm not gonna get too personal about it," but he's like, "Hey, you know, chill out."
Mm.
So that's when we thought, okay, we went too far. Sorry, you know. And
Yep.
we beat it into the ground.
We may bully you, but we do love you, Randy.
Oh, absolutely. Clemens, he's one of my favorite players to play with. Absolutely, without fail. Him and Forrest are my two favorites. So
Captain can go suck an egg.
Or a dick.
That's for a completely unrelated reason that I would rather not get into because
Captain
it's so
Mole.
stupid.
He's such a mole. All right, we're getting off track. Third phrase I hate. It's all over the place, especially in a bunch of TikTok videos, everywhere, Facebook. Unaliving. This toxic controlling of language has gotten so bad now where you can't say somebody died or somebody got killed without getting banned on whatever platform you're on. It's out of control. So now they say unaliving.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. It means the same fucking thing. Why wouldn't you get banned for that too? Why is it only he got killed or she died? If somebody gets offended, they're that much of a delicate flower that they can't handle hearing the word died?
Apparently.
Fuck. My wife passed away. She died. I'm not going to sit here and turn into a puddle of crap because somebody says the word died. That's the closest person to me besides this asshole. I never call him asshole. But I had to for comedic value. He's going to end up swearing at me at some point here soon.
We'll see.
And he's thinking about it. He's like, is today going to be the day where I finally lose my shit? But anyway, unaliving.
Speaking as a streamer who doesn't want his channel annihilated and sent to outer space.
Right. You do have to watch it for...
Yeah, but at the same time, we should be allowed to say what we're going to say. We mark our channels as for mature audiences for a reason.
Yeah, and I do the same with my YouTube videos.
So, why shouldn't we be allowed to just talk? Why do we have to be restricted if we're set for mature audiences already? And on that form, what are the chances that someone who's so young enough to get offended by what we say going to be on our platforms in the first place?
Yeah, they can be because he made it to where it's not available to children.
Mm-hmm.
So let's turn that around and go, well, what are the parents doing to allow their kids to go on his Twitch and see him say, oh, I died. Oh, there's a bee in here. Might have to kill that pretty soon. So...
Bee or a hornet?
No, I think it's a hornet. So the parents aren't watching their kids, obviously, because they're going on to an adult Twitch that they're not supposed to be allowed on. Somehow they circumvented the filter to get in there in the first place, right? To my knowledge, you have to have some kind of proof that you're an adult, like a credit card number or something, unless your parents just give you a PS5 or a computer or whatever and don't put any kind of parental locks on it whatsoever and just say, go nuts.
Actually, I think lately it's just you have to set your birth date now. At least it is for Steam. Yeah,
right, exactly. And you can, that's why you get these kids that go 1943. Like, dude, everybody from 1943 is dead. And now, he has a phrase that he came up with.
Okay, so, unless you've lived under a rock, there is a high chance you've been to any kind of retail store in the US, in Canada, what have you. You've heard this phrase before. If you work there, you've definitely heard this phrase before. The customer is always right. That's wrong. I can't tell you how many times I've been on Reddit, on Google News. That is a freaking hornet.
Yeah, it is.
I've been all over the internet, and every little retail story I've seen, the customer is the punk who's wrong. They keep complaining, you got this order wrong. You didn't get me this. I'm such and such intolerant. That's your problem. I'm not in the wrong for getting you what you just so happen to need. And if you are intolerant of something, then yeah, I'm sorry, but we are a retail store. We sell for the general masses. We don't cater to your needs specifically. And
some can.
Well, some can, but
yeah,
the fact
you can't get mad at them when they don't, though, if you don't know ahead of time what they have. You don't research, or you don't look at their menu, or...
And on top of that, when a customer doesn't get what they want, they blow up at the cashier like it's their fault. But it's not.
Right.
It's absolutely not. And these people are some of are some of the hardest workers. They deal with the most random stuff every day. It's really unbelievable that people can be so high and mighty that the customer is always right, thinks it applies completely to them, and is the bottom line of service. Now, okay, if you've made actual attempts to notify the staff and tell them what you do and don't need, what you're allergic to, what you're intolerant to, then okay, in that instance, you're right. But if you're just whining about it just to whine,
You can't just expect people to assume there could be something wrong with you, that you're intolerant to something. Well, you should have asked me first. No, you're ordering. You're the one ordering. I'm not going to ask you, hey, are you cool with milk? Are you cool with nuts?
and then to
You
the
cool with nuts in your mouth?
thanks for that. And then to the technological side of things, there are so many people who call to a help desk, and yes, some can actually help. I've actually had help on a couple things with my gaming PC. It's the most simplest of fixes for their machines or what have you, but they go through this entire rigmarole like it's the most unique thing that happens to them. And if the help desk just tells them, well, just do this and it'll be fixed, they'll immediately go, no, it won't. I've already tried that.
Yeah, it has to be a bigger deal.
If you did try it, then would you? Would you be calling here right now? Or are you just calling here just to whine and complain?
Well, think about it though. The reason why they whine and complain is what happens usually when they do that. They get stuff for free.
And there it is.
Everybody wants shit for free.
There it is, that defining point.
Yep. And nowadays it comes with a bonus. Everybody wants something for free and they want to get somebody fired. So they have bragging rights when they go home and tell their families, I went over here so and this guy was an asshole and he wouldn't give me what I wanted even though I never told him what I wanted the right way. And this and the other thing, so I got him fired. He's gone, I got him fired.
Now,
Is that really your pinnacle in life, to get somebody fired from their job? Does that really mean that much to you? Are you that big of a douchebag to where you end somebody's employment?
now, if that someone is an entire giant bag of suck, then I think we'd all agree with you on that. And would probably applaud you if you got him fired. But if it is someone hardworking, a friend to everyone, or just someone who's not a giant bag of suck, then why'd you get them fired? You probably just invited a bigger devil into the house just for doing that.
Yeah, you're starting fights you shouldn't be starting. And I had that exact same situation happen to me when I was bartender at the casino. I had 3 people at my bar one day, and one of them ordered a certain drink, and I got it for them. The other 2 ordered their drinks. I got their drinks. They were all together. There was 2 women and a guy. The woman A ordered the drink, and I got her the drink. Woman B decided to complain about it. Complain about what woman A got. That's not what she ordered. I'm like, well, yeah, it is. So she ordered this. She goes, no, she didn't. Woman A even said, yeah, this is what I ordered. She told woman A, no, you didn't. You didn't order that. Woman A's like, woman B started demanding I give him free drinks. This was after the law came in that you can't give free drinks, although the casino has ways to circumvent that law, but especially that with them being a tribal casino, there's a certain law they have to follow anyway. But I think for liquor license applications, you do have to follow certain ones. That's what they wanted. They wanted, this chick wanted free drinks, and she didn't want free drinks for just her friend. She wanted free drinks for all 3 of them. That's how I knew that's what she was out for. She wasn't trying to get a free drink for her friend, even though her friend told her that's what she ordered. And the drink was a White Russian, by the way. I still remember the drink, and I made a White Russian. Somehow I was wrong. This chick got 3 comment forms from the bar top, filled them out, and put them in on me. The funny thing was they were all worded with the exact same words on each one. She used the words snide and snippety. Who the hell uses those words? And I wasn't, by the way. I know I wasn't. It was all in the same handwriting. Of course, my supervisor didn't care about that. She still nailed me about it. She wouldn't believe me that it wasn't true, that this chick was just out to get free stuff, and she wanted to blame me anyway. So her ploy worked, and I did get in trouble, and I ended up quitting over that, actually. I put my 2-week notice in after that. And ever since then, that same supervisor blackballed me from the casino saying that I am not cut out for customer service work. Both the customer and my supervisor just screwed over their frontline employee for that. I mean, the customer's always right. No.
It is raining out there.
Yeah, the customer's always an asshole. That's what
we should change it to. The customer always sucks.
The customer is always an asshole, as said by Ben Affleck in the movie Mallrats. Phrase that I like: America, fuck yeah, from Team America, right? Yeah, I know it was a joke song. I know it was a joke, joking in general. But that song is a kick-ass song, and I'm probably going to do a cover of it when I do my cover album, which will be out someday down the future. Yeah, it's just an awesome song, and it's also patriotic, and every time I hear it, it's like, yeah, America, fuck yeah. I'm still proud of my country. Everybody wants to run our country down, especially with people that we play with on PlayStation a lot of times when they're out of country. I think each country around the world has pluses and minuses, just like we do. It doesn't make us any better or worse than anyone else. They want to run us down and say, well, America sucks, America sucks, America sucks. Okay, well, I'm not going to say your country sucks. Unless you're like, Iraq or Iran or something. Like, well, Iran, maybe. It's North Korea. You guys suck. But it's actually the governments of those countries that suck, not the people. People are probably pretty awesome. Mm-hmm. So I will always love this country. So America, fuck yeah. That's a phrase I like. Do you have any?
For me, and I know it's usually a basis on when something goes wrong and it's bad, but I've always been a fan of...
We're going to wrap up here. Thanks again for joining us for our bitch session.
I've always been a fan of Murphy's Law. If it can go wrong, it will. Not because, okay, it's associated with, I just lost my house. Well, you were probably going to. It's...
Like tornado comes along. I lost my house. Well, you're probably going to. You were going to anyways. Quit bitching.
I like it because, and it's the same thing as the FU chip in video games. If it can go wrong, it will. It's led to so many hilarious moments and videos between me, my online friends, and Dad, that it's also why I started streaming, so I could catch it and send it out to the internet without being smacked in the face by YouTube.
Mm-hmm. And that's why he does it. He doesn't do it so everybody can see what an awesome player he is. He doesn't give a shit about that. He does it because there's so much funny shit out there that you can capture when playing.
I could completely suck at a game and I'll still stream it just for the sake of, well, there might be something funny. If it can go wrong, it will. It's also just such an honest statement. It's true. You can plan for every eventuality, but if it can go wrong, there is a chance it will. And no matter how much you prepare, you can never expect that something will just go completely smoothly.
And in addition to that, if it's on the floor, I will bash my foot into it.
If it can go wrong, it will.
I can know it's there. I can know it's gonna hurt me. I can actively try to walk around whatever it is I'm walking around, but sometimes I duck walk when I walk. Sometimes my feet just go different directions when I walk. I can't really control that unless I'm actively thinking about it. Smack. And that's Murphy's Law, because I put something somewhere with keeping in mind that, well, this is probably going to go wrong. I'm going to smack into it. So I'm going to put it over here instead. Doesn't matter.
Smacked into it.
It's like a freaking heat-seeking missile. Oh, it's over there now. Bam!
I've contemplated getting him stormtrooper slippers.
Then they'll always miss.
Exactly.
So on that note, this video went wrong. It really didn't. I just wanted to make a stupid Murphy's Law joke.
I don't know if the phone fell over.
Well, don't tempt it. You never know what's going to happen. We're going to wrap up here. Thanks again for joining us for our bitch session of the third installment of Bitch Theater. Myself, Super Saiyan Goku over here, Super Saiyan Gohan right here, also known as Julian. I'm going to bid you adieu, and thanks for watching and joining, and we'll see you very, very soon. Catch his Twitch, catch my YouTube videos, or you're going to catch these hands. Those hands.
That's such a goofy statement, too. Probably should have included that.
Show me your hands so you can tell me what it's going to catch. There we go. See? You got big old meat hooks there.
Rarely used, but yes. Haha, I killed his outro.
I'm glad you're an innocent kid. So, because I had like 10 different replies to that. Peace and love. We'll see ya. Thanks for coming.
So long.